All startup companies need a great team. Exhibiting the confidence and leadership to attract highly skilled and creative people is no easy task. Rex Gringon represents the heart and soul of a Silicon Valley CEO who has the skills, passion, and vision to lead a startup company. Rex gave me several insights about the company's mission and the big picture his company is pursuing. So Rex, welcome to the show. Delightful to be here.
Be here, Jim.
And I thought I'd start by letting you, as president of Nimble Collective, tell us how do you best describe the role and the mission you have here at the company?
Well, Nimble Collective is, I think, first and foremost, a place for artists to come together. And to do that, we're creating a platform, a place where people can come and find the tools, they can find each other, and they can even find knowledge. They can come and learn at Nimble. So there'll be creators who come to Nimble to be able to make their ideas into reality. And to do that, there are, as you say, tools, and there are collaboration, and there's even mentoring from pros. We want to lower the barriers, both economic and technical barriers, for people to get started in the field.
Yeah.
Great.
Your technology is unusual in that you have really world-class technology here. Is that a correct statement?
Yeah. Well, thank you. That's nice to hear. We want to give people the tools. We want to supply the tools that people love to use. And we also want to supply tools that are very cost effective for people. So we want to make it, if you want to use a pro tool, that's one thing, we want to offer that. But if you're strapped for money, we want to give you pro quality tools for less money. So while we're building the platform, we're doing a small pilot program. Mm-hmm. Small, but it's huge. We're making 5 short films at the same time. So we've invited 5 first-time animation directors who had really cool ideas to come to Nimble and work with us, and we're helping them to get their ideas turned into real films. And we're doing 5 at once, which is a big undertaking. It's about the same effort that you'd have at a given moment in a big studio. We're learning tons. We're showing that we can help people learn to become directors if they have great ideas. We're connecting them with great artists who can help them. And we're really sort of guiding the director through the process of how do you prepare the story and get a story reel together? How do you work with artists? How do you communicate your ideas? How do you give artists the room to contribute? Those things are all important parts of all this.
You got some skills, you got some artists there, you got a storyteller, you got a director, you got somebody who manages the team, and then they produce this. And now, do they own that content?
Well, the director owns the content. It's the director's idea, and it's within Nimble. We actually want the director to be able to offer that to their collaborators, to maybe be able to do a revenue share or share a little bit of the profits. That's one option.
You're fine. You can write the story yourself because you're the one that has the passion to tell a story, but you put in the missing parts.
And that's exactly right. So we would like you or any director to be able to come to Nimble to initiate a project, and if you put it out there and say, hey, I'm looking for some help with storyboarding, if it's a cool idea that resonates with other people, you'll get people who want to help you with it.
You were at, I believe, was it DreamWorks?
DreamWorks for 25 years.
25 years.
At Pixar on a couple of films.
And you were the chief character designer, right?
It was called head of character animation.
Head of character, that's quite a title, head of character.
all the Madagascar movies.
Madagascar. So what did that involve? Did you have a team and you gave them your ideas and you evaluated how well they did it, or did you have to put your creative ideas in their heads?
Well, it's a bit of both. I mean, there are directors on every film. So first and foremost comes the director's vision. So the directors and producers would come to me as the head of animation and say, we have this idea for animation, can you help us to realize that vision? So in Madagascar, I worked with the designers and the directors to design the animation of how the characters would move, and then I assembled my team of supervising animators and animation crew and everything, and the processes, how we would communicate and work together, and the rigs and all these things.
I've never been in this environment, so if the character moves in a certain way and you like that, and the director said, well, that's not the body language I want to see conveyed. Exactly. Did that happen? Does it happen?
That's exactly right.
Really?
And yeah, I mean, if you think of let's say you imagine Shrek, and you imagine, I don't know if you've seen the Madagascar movies, but they're much more cartoony and broad. Those movement styles are very different. The animation styles are very different in those two films, each one suited to its own needs. And that's an animation director or head of animation has helped define that.
So bands play a type of music, and no matter what song they play, it's all in the same style by and large. Is this true of animation directors too, that they kind of get a certain body language, a certain type of style in all their animations, or can they really vary?
As an animator studying movement, it really breaks down to the same principles. So whether you move more naturally or more cartoony, you're effectively you have to understand body mechanics, and you realize that in a different way, but a really good animator and animation director will understand the differences of the styles, and they'll adjust pretty quickly.
Given that you have studied this and executed animation, do you apply this analysis as you meet people consciously, or is it unconscious?
Well, a good animator is a great observer. So you are always observing. Most animators will have a sketchbook with them. They'll write down notes or do sketches of things they notice.
So a couple small points I want to ask you about the future, but you're walking distance to Google. Does that have any effect on the environment here?
We have lots of friends at Google. You know, we're thinking we might buy them one day.
Yeah, you're going to buy them? Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's great. And Google and a lot of the other companies around here have sort of set the tone for, you know, not just how fun an environment can be, but, you know, it's a combination of, you know, the company taking care of people and the people, you know, working hard. And that's part of our ethos around here is like, we want it to be fun, we want it to be enjoyable, we also really want people to really work hard and help us get where we're going. At a startup especially, everybody has to be, you know, moving something forward, and every person here is here for a reason. We want this to be a soft landing place for artists. So artists can come in and get going quickly, can start their own studio around Nimble, can not worry about a lot of things that trip up, you know, non-technical people. So, you know, I think that's a pretty fresh way of looking at things.
Yeah.
And
you really have removed the barrier to entry for anybody who wants to pursue an artistic career.
that's the goal.
Yeah. So the company's website is nimblecollective.com.
Yeah, go to the website, there's some videos that describe what we're doing, a lot of tutorials that help if you're interested in learning more about animation, or if you are an animator and you want to hear some great tutorials from pros, and then you can sign up for our newsletter, which, you know, we'll keep you posted on what's happening at the company, and as we get ready to do our next testing round, or we'll open that to our newsletter.
That's great.
Sign up.
Great. I want to thank you for your time. I've absolutely enjoyed it.
Thanks, Jim.
It's been a lot
great
of fun.
talking to you. It's been a blast.
And we'll keep in touch on this.
Really appreciate you coming by.
Yeah,
Cool.
my pleasure.